Alrighty, welcome to my movement guide. Yes, sir, we got a movement guide for you today. Alright, let's do that. Alrighty then, let's do it. Movement guide. So first of all, um, there's a few things you should know when it comes to movement. The first thing you should know is when you have a gun, your movement speed is slower than when than when you have your knife out or your fists out. You press 3, I believe, on default to get your fist out, and you run a lot faster without your gun. So don't forget to, even if if you shot somebody, if you crack somebody, you wanna pull out your fist, right? You crack somebody, right? Or you down one. Pull out your fist, run, so you run a lot faster. If you're not gonna be, I know you're gonna rotate to a different spot, different location, to catch the enemy off guard, you want to pull out the fist of Reno's, the fist of Doom. You know what I mean? So that will instantly make you a much better player if you can implement that into your game. You're looting around, you're grabbing stuff that you need, some heals, some meds. It's a lot faster to loot with your fists out. This goes for rollers as well, although pulling out your fist as a roller player, I think it's a little bit harder to do because on default you have to hold Y or triangle depending on what you play on. But yeah, you could actually see it. I'm running and then I'll pull it out and then I instantly start running faster. Right? Now we can get into some deeper movement techniques like slide jumping. Right? Slide jumping. You slide jump. You're supposed to slide jump with 2 seconds. Right? And if you slide jump, that's why sometimes when you're playing, if you're still new to the game or you're hard stuck in plat or below, if you see somebody that's running real fast and you're wondering like how is he so fast? Well, first of all, he's looting fast because he has his fist out, and secondly, he's giving it his all. He's sliding every 2 seconds. In reality, you can slide. I believe it's 1.7 seconds you can get a slide because if you slide fast, right? Let's try another slide. You see how like I don't get the movement speed anymore? I'm getting like a dead slide. This is what we call a dead slide, right? You're not sliding. But if you wait 1.7 seconds or 2 seconds, you can really get some speed, right? So that's another movement technique. All right, and this next tip here, tip number 3, is mostly for the M&K players. But on M&K, you're gonna need to bind these two keys to your scroll wheel. So you need to bind um, W needs to be scroll wheel up, and jump needs to be scroll wheel down. And you can have space here too, so you can have so if you're not used to having to jump with your scroll wheel, it doesn't matter. You can still use both. Scroll wheel, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more consistent, and it's better, right? You don't have to time it because you're scrolling. You're scrolling. So all you have to do is make sure you're scrolling when when you land, when your feet touch the ground and you land, you're scrolling. You hit the B hop. All right. And you can do this on roller too. You can time it.
Grappling.
Um. So for example, let's say you're going downhill. You hit a slide jump, and if you time it properly, your character should bounce like this, right? This is what a B hop is. It allows you to keep your momentum. It allows you to go faster. You can also do punch boosting, which is something people don't really know about yet. They don't use it yet. But this is something that, let's say you have to reload, right? And you're getting shot at. This will help you move around, so you're not a standing still target. You know what I mean? Like it'll help you also get cover if you get like, oh, I fucked that up. Right? Let's say you need cover, right? Like you have to reload. Most of your bullets are already been used. You have to reload. You get covered pretty easily like that. And movement techs like this are more advanced, so
Grapple.
we'll leave those for another video. When you vault something, when you jump over something like this, that little animation right here, when you do that, you want to you want to be sprinting and you want to also hit slide, right? You hit the slide, it'll automatically give you a slide boost. Instead of like running, right, it will give you a slight boost and you'll be a lot faster. A lot faster this way. You can also super glide. I'm not a huge fan of super gliding because it's inconsistent and hard to do. But for now, since this is a beginner tip, we will just show you the slide. After vaulting, this will make you faster. Or you can do it with your gun out as well. Doesn't have to be with your fists only, but it's a lot faster with your fist if you have your fist out. All right, tip number 5. This is a tip that not a lot of people know about or use. So let's say, for example, right, I was wasting my bullets. Now I have to reload, right? This guy's shooting at me. I have to reload, so I go into cover with a punch boost, right? So what you want to do is you want to crouch, punch the wall, and tap S or back after you landed the punch on the wall, and it will send you sliding, right? So you can do it standing up and then hold and then hit crouch, but it is a little bit harder. So you don't have to be crouching in order to do it, but you do have to punch a wall or something. That is tip number 5. It's a good tip. Tip number 6 would be zipline jumps. So this is why you want to have your jump bound to scroll wheel down because you know, if you do this with spacebar, it's a little bit harder, right? I'm doing it with spacebar right now so you can see. But if you do it with the mouse, scroll wheel down or up, whatever one you choose, right? You get you scroll wheel down and you hit R, and you get this massive boost, right? You go up, you go flying, right? And you can do the same thing with any zip line, really, right? You see that? That's another movement tech you can do. Here goes. It's wall jumping, right? In order to wall jump, you want to go in at an angle, right? And the easy way to do it is you go in at an angle and you start climbing the wall, right? That's step number 1. You start climbing the wall, right? And then after you get that down, you implement a jump off of that. You start climbing the wall and then you jump, right? So a nice jump trajectory. Like you'll go from here, you should go like that, right? You should go like this, right? You see that? You see how jump, if you don't have great timing, it's a little bit hard, right? You see that? You can do things like that, right? And if you're on PC, this is PC only, I believe. Um, you can tap strafe. So tip number 7 is tap strafing. This is what you do to tap strafe, right? You see that? Do a 180. You see that? And if you try to do it without tap strafing, that's what you get, right? You don't do 180. Sure, I can turn around, yeah, but it won't be moving 180, right? I won't have that movement, right? That's what you want. You want to continue to have that movement. You want to slide jump, hold D or A, jump, and then scroll wheel up. So first you scroll wheel down and then you scroll wheel up. Bound your scroll wheel to W, right? So you're pressing W and you're holding D or A, right? So you're pressing A and W, but what you're doing is you're pressing W so many times because your scroll wheel is bound. So you're pressing W multiple times, pushing you forward, right? So if you were to jump and then you press forward, you see how it's moving me, right? You see that? Right? If I stand here and I just jump and scroll wheel up, eventually I will fall off. You see that? So it's pulling me forward in the air, right? This is called tap strafing. You'll see some crazy movement. This is an important movement if you want to master movement in Apex. This is something that will allow you to cut corners real fast. It will allow you to you know, outplay your enemy. And yeah, you can add all these things together. You can start messing around. You can do a wall jump into a tap strafe, which will allow you to do like one of those movements that I just did. So if you do a wall jump into a tap strafe, you'll be a lot harder to hit. You can add style points to your kill and do all these crazy movements, right? You go like that, boom, that's a tap strafe right there. You see that?
Here I
Tap
go.
strafe, wall jump, B hop, tap strafe, right? So adding this right here, W bound to scroll wheel up and jump bound to scroll wheel down, right? So if you have that, it allows you to tap strafe, it allows you to bunny hop in such a fashion that it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier, it's a lot smoother. And remember, don't hold W when you tap strafing. You're not supposed to hold W. You're You're supposed to hold S and D only. If you punch boost and tap S, you saw that? Tap S and jump at the same time, you'll get a speed boost and you go really fast. That concludes really my movement guide. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. And this is my first video where I actually speak. More so, you know, if it's a little bit weird or wonky, it's because I'm not really comfortable all too much with the fact that I'm talking to a camera. What's up, guys? I love you. And yeah, that's that. Hope you guys enjoy, and you hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you did enjoy, I will come out with another movement guide for advanced players. And you will implement punch boosting to a, you know, to a grapple or wall jumping with a portal to allow for maximum movement speed and you know, things like that.